Let's the day begin. Now that is a tight fit right there. God, they're all moving around everywhere as I drive. Give me a minivan. Cylinder heads acquired. Sick. Our wheels and tires should be done here in a little bit at Discount Tire. We'll go pick those up, test fit them up on the Subaru. I want to see what they look like, all actually mounted and balanced on the car and on the car on the ground and everything like that. Dude, the last couple days I have just been, you know, in life when you have like all the little things in life that you should be doing when they come up, but instead you're like, hey, I'll just do them later. That's kind of been me the past couple of days. I've been putting stuff off for like a couple weeks. So the past few days has been me just playing catch up with everything. It's going. I'm pretty happy with the progress I made the past couple of days, which is why there haven't been any videos. But I do want to show you guys this because I'm like super pumped, super proud about this stuff. And it's just so cool. So I've got like a whole new little engine building corner here in the office. It's a temperature controlled area that I can keep clean, have all my measuring tools and whatnot precisely hung up and everything like that, have my technical documents on the walls. It just makes life way easier. So the past couple of days I've been building a couple engines. This one is for a customer whose car is outside. This one is getting shipped down to Florida. They're both V3 closed decked engines from out front, rod, pistons, the whole kit and caboodle with everything. I had to do a set of cylinder heads. So we have like GSC cams in here, valves, springs, retainers, the whole kit and caboodle for all of this stuff. So I'm trying to get a lot more serious about, because this is like a side hustle. Like a lot of people ask me, hey, like what do you do on the side to make money? This is one of the things that I do is build engines for people. Ever since I became more comfortable with it, more confident with it, and I have learned way more about doing it. So very happy, very pleased with these. These were on my to-do list to do for a little while, so I got both of those done. A couple of days ago, I was doing some tuning stuff with the 04 STI, trying to get the access port married into it, and I ran into a really weird problem, so I'm actually I have that footage on my Sony, so I'll cut to that footage real quick so that way you guys can kind of see it, but essentially the access port wouldn't marry to the ECU because there was some stuff going on with the ECM and the dogs. Why are you both doing that? What are you two doing? Mochi's almost a year old. It's wild. We got her last year and it doesn't feel like she's a year old, but dude, time flies with little puppy dogs. Why are you being all grumpy in there? Why are you being a grumpy Gus? You might get a message like this: an unknown ROM revision has been encountered. Please contact support. And then if you try to go in here and you try to flash anything, you're just gonna get weird errors telling you that you're just not able to, like that. So we're gonna fix that real quick. Come to find out, you can't marry an access port to an ECU with an open source tune on it. It won't work. It throws a hell of a fit. So I'm trying to reflash the ECM to an OEM map so I can marry the access port to the car. The operation completed successfully. If you're done with your ECU, turn the ignition off.
Somebody send you that tuner?
I had to find it.
And then I
couldn't find it, so I posted on Facebook. I was like, help!
Clarice,
and then someone sent me like this long list of open source files, and he's like, here, it might be in here. So I looked in there, I was like, oh, there it is. Matt, we did it!
We did it!
We did it!
Hooray!
So if you guys ever get that weird screen where it won't let you marry an access port, your car probably has an open source tune on it. That was the issue. If you ever go to flash, or if you ever go to try to marry an access port on your car and it won't let you and it gives you an error message like that, make sure it's not tuned on open source first. If it is, you're gonna have to download the OEM map for that ECU, upload it with ECU Flash, and then you can marry your access port. So I just got the notification that our wheels and tires are ready for pickup from Discount Tire, but we're gonna go snag those. A huge shout out to Kai. I had to call the bank to increase my spending limit because I had to order an RA block for that Forester that's out in the garage, which is a customer car. Dude, it's crazy. Small world. Dude ends up watching the channel and whatnot. Crazy. So thank you, Kai. We're gonna be taking the shaggin' wagon. Let me in! Ah! That was fun. 45. 285. I will buy us the coffee since you were so gracious to take the Wagoon to pick up the wheels and interiors.
Thanks, sir.
We made it back with the wheels! And Matt is test fitting one on the Legacy right now because he's looking at getting wheels for this car and he wants to test fit one of these, see how they look.
Oh no.
It looks like it sticks out a little bit past the fender. Actually, maybe not, I don't know. We'll have to see it once it's on the ground.
They should tuck in when the car is lowered, so.
I mean, it should. I think you're gonna need suspension on this thing.
We'd get suspension first.
All right, well, he gets that thing test fit up there. I'm gonna go get 2 of those thrown on the rear of that thing. The tire and wheel combo is literally perfect with the fender. I want to put this thing on the ground in this video with all 4 of them on to see what it looks like, but I need to get the lower ball joints in up here before I can put this thing on the ground. I'm gonna just take the steering rack out since we have a new one showing up this weekend. I'm not really gonna stress it too much right now, but how's yours look? You got some positive camber there, my man.
I have to roll it forward. You want me to roll it forward and back real quick?
I mean, you might as well see what it looks like. So that's kind of the last thing that I have to do with the rear of the suspension before we permanently put the rear wheels on is bleed the Brimbos on the car. Because remember, we put like stainless steel lines and everything like that on there. So let's go ahead, let's bleed the brakes, get the rear wheels on, we'll get the front ball joints in, get the front wheels on, test fit it on the ground, see what it looks like, get the old power steering rack out, and I guess we'll just kind of go from there.
Right now it looks like a rally car.
It is a rally car. It does kind of look like a rally car. So we got the rears on, the brakes are bled. We need to, before we put the front wheels on and put this thing back on the ground, we have to put in ball joints. So I'll just do the driver's side, Matt will do the passenger side. The old ball joints are already out, so this should be pretty quick and pretty easy. It is a little bit annoying getting them into the knuckles, but I'll put the camera on Matt and you guys can watch Matt put a ball joint in. New ball joints are in, and let me tell you, they did not want to cooperate. Neither side did. On the passenger side, the ball joint didn't want to go into the knuckle. On the driver's side, it went in just fine. But then on the passenger side, the bolt that holds the ball joint up in there went in totally fine. On the driver's side, opposite. They were complete opposites from one another, but we got the ball joints in. The steering rack is not connected because that rack is going to be coming out, like I've said multiple times at this point. But I want to get the front wheels on here, get this car back on the ground, see what it looks like with these 1552s, and all the way back on. So let's toss that on there. While we're doing that and getting the wheels on here, please enjoy a quick message from today's video sponsor, The Ridge. So I want to thank The Ridge for partnering with us today on this video. Now, if you guys don't know what The Ridge is, The Ridge makes minimalistic wallets like this. Now, I've actually liked The Ridge so much that I've actually used some of their wallets in the past before they sponsored this video. Now, if you were like me and you were lost in the sauce of the world of wallets and you didn't know what to get and you thought you could just get any slim wallet off of Amazon, you weren't happy with it like I was with this old leather piece of junk, don't worry. The Ridge has got you. Now, if you're looking for a wallet that you can put the trust and faith in of your driver's license, your credit cards, your debit cards, your cash, whatever it may be, seriously, highly suggest The Ridge. These things can hold up to 12 cards. They have a nice money clip on the outside of them, so that way you won't lose your cash on them, and it is fairly secure, so you're not going to lose your cash because that's something that none of us want to do. Now, The Ridge is so confident in these wallets that you will like it. They do offer a 45-day money-back guarantee for you to be able to go out, test drive one of these things. If you're not happy with it, send it back. They'll give you your money back. You can go on your way and go back to your big old bulky wallet, but I don't think you're going to be doing that. Now, on top of that, the material on these things, you guys know, dude, I beat the ever-living hell out of everything in the garage, and these wallets and key cases alone have survived literally everything I've put them through. I crawl on the ground, I toss my wallet across the garage, I literally drag my corpse of a body across it as I'm crawling out from underneath of the car. These things are the only things that I've been using now. Plus, one of my favorite things about these wallets is they have RFID blocking technology, so no one's gonna skim your credit card information with an electronic scanner and steal your credit card, because that would suck. Because maybe you want to buy an engine, but you can't because the scammer just stole your credit card. There will be a discount code down below for you guys that'll save you 10% off your order from The Ridge. So huge shout out to The Ridge for partnering with us once again. Now let's get back to today's video because we have a lot of stuff to do as always. All the wheels are on, it's up in the air. I haven't seen it with all the wheels and tires on, obviously, because we just got tires mounted, so Let's put it on the ground. I don't think I've seen these wheels on a GD before. I'm sure someone's done it.
Your looks mint.
Dude, that looked good. I don't even think I need to adjust the coilovers.
No, that looks minty.
Like, that's a pretty usable ride height right there. Like, that's pretty freaking usable. That's the easiest way to adjust toe, man.
Oh no, I forgot you didn't have a...
There's no tie rod over here, but...
God.
Dude, I think maybe lower it just a little bit.
I think this looks good on this car. I didn't like it very much on Mittens, but...
I think they look good on here. They fit so nicely, too.
I think it looks good like that, honestly.
Even, I think there's too much camber up here.
So I'll probably pick up the apexes for me tones.
I wish we could push it out, but since there's no steering rack, that wheel's gonna do whatever the fuck it wants. I think it's a proper 04 STI. I need to get a lip ordered for it, because the one that I had was like an eBay one that came with the car and did not fit worth anything.
Yeah.
Fog light covers shipped out today. Florida wheels like a really like nice sweet spot for the car. It's like usable, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's usable power, that's a big thing for me. This is legit the same setup almost.
They should sound almost the same.
They should.
Except you have the Tomei catback. I should get a Tomei catback, but I didn't want to fuck with
What is that?
modifying titanium.
What is that? I literally walked inside, ate lunch, and came back out. What is that? Is that brake fluid? Oh, that's water. Okay, that's fine. That's just water. Oh, that reminds me, we're gonna do something too. Now, one of the things I was missing to get this car running and driving is a coolant expansion tank. I have a temporary one that I can use for now up until our permanent one shows up. So, I have one from a VA STI, I think it's my old VA STI, that I had sitting in a spare parts bin, so we're gonna toss that one in. It does fit. I think it's the manifold difference between the 2017 manifold that I have in here and the 2004 one. I'm pretty sure the mounting tabs are in different spots, but regardless of the fact, let's go ahead and get this coolant expansion tank put in. One step closer, and then I just have to get the lower radiator hose on, which I have over here. I just need to toss it on. And then we'll get the rack pulled out, but, I actually want to do something really cool here in a minute. Let's do this first. I'm getting off track. Who's in there? Ugh, come on. Going you home. Are you too good for your home? Bring it up and cinch it on there. Bam! Then we have one more coolant hose. We have this upper coolant hose for the AOS, which I'll probably leave it a little bit long so that way if we need excess for the other coolant expansion tank, we'll have it. Other coolant expansion tank, it's gonna sit in a little bit of a different spot. Radiator cap. Now, because we changed a couple things on this car, we no longer have a top mount. So this whole top mount system can honestly just go away. We don't need that. But we still have our windshield sprayers here, and that is kind of a cool thing because that means that we can now just run our intercooler spray bucket to our windshield washer sprayer, guys. So because I wanted the fuel pressure regulator right here, that actually doesn't mean we have to sacrifice the windshield sprayer guy. Because if we can have both, that's awesome. The whole reason I got rid of it is because I specifically wanted the fuel pressure regulator right where the reservoir was. If I could do this without breaking this guy, that would be ideal. I'm gonna hop inside the car and we're gonna test it to see if it now just sprays water onto the windshield, which it should. I'm just gonna hit the intercooler spray button. So we open the door here. I'll even sit in here. I'll grab my keys, put the key in the ignition. When I hit the intercooler spray button here, it should spray. I don't even have it plugged in. Okay, now it should work. Come on. Hey, look at that. Stop. It just sprays for an extended period of time now. It just cleans your window for a good amount of time. That's sick, man. We still have a windshield wiper sprayer. It's just in the form of an actual intercooler sprayer. But since we don't have a top mount anymore, we have a front mount, that works perfect. It's kind of leaking out down here, so I think there's a rip in the line somewhere maybe, so I'll have to dig up in there and figure out what's going on. But it worked, which is cool. That's sweet, that's sick, that's radical, that's tubular, that's gnarly. I'm about it. That way we can still clean our windshield whenever we want to. Look at this, man. I don't know why, but it's like snowing outside for some reason. So at this point, we have things like our coolant expansion tank taken care of, all of the coolant lines taken care of. We're gonna go underneath of the car now, and I'm going to pop down there and knock out the thing. I'm gonna get the power steering rack out. There's one line I have to disconnect that runs up here to the reservoir. It is going to leak ATF fluid literally everywhere, and I'm not going to have a fun time. But I just want to get that rack out now, so that way on Saturday when the new rack shows up, it's going to be as easy as just putting the new rack in and bleeding the system and then starting the car. Because at that point, that's all we have to do is just put fluids in the car. So let's crawl down there and let's fight with a power steering rack just to get it done with. I found the easiest way to get a power steering rack out, you guys. Now, I will say I didn't do this, okay? It just fell off. That's not all I cut. I cut more also, if you can find the rest. I just cut the lines off. We're replacing the line, and I left the fitting on the other line that I have to replace. I was like, why am I gonna sit here for an hour and a half and try to fight with this thing when it's literally going in the trash? Yeah. Do you see why I'm swapping this out?
Better than mittens.
Dude, that looks great. This is also mint. Look at that. Look at that seal coming off of the shaft going into it. That's mint.
Yeah, it all looks bad.
What are you talking about? It's great. Look, it's got aftermarket bushings though.
That's good.
Which I think I'll just buy new ones.
Yeah, okay. I was like, don't take those off and put them on.
Yeah, I'll just buy new ones. I don't know how to get the new one in. I'm legit gonna need your help with it. It's gonna be a two-person task because that H-frame down there is right in the way. It legit is. The H-frame on these cars is so dumb, dude. It legit only gets in the way. I don't know if it actually serves a real purpose aside from just getting in the way. Like, I think it's just for structural support.
It's annoying because they don't have them on other ones.
No, it's only on these cars and it's really annoying.
You could definitely, with where it mounts up, you could make such a simpler version of that.
Right?
That would probably be stronger.
Cusco makes a version.
That replaces that entire thing?
Yeah, this entire H-frame, Cusco makes one.
Really?
I'm half tempted to buy it because the stock one's stupid.
Honestly, I probably would. It looked dope if that whole piece was like the
blue.
Cusco blue.
Yeah. Aside from getting the power steering rack out and not cutting it, but cutting it to get it out, I also got the half-inch NPT plug put in the oil pan. I got the last radiator hose on down here, so the cooling system's all pretty much put together at this point, you guys. Now it's just waiting on a new power steering rack. Once the new rack is here, we can start it. So that's all I really got for you guys on this one. We made solid progress on the 04. There is literally only one thing left to do. That's put in a power steering rack, or a couple things, which is all one video's worth. Put in the power steering rack, put fluids in the car, load the tune on the car, put the fog light covers on, and it's ready to be back on the road. We'll probably do a small alignment on it just to be able to get it roadworthy and get everything like nice where it needs. These wheels, I'm over the moon with them, dude. I'm so happy with the way that they came out. Huge thank you to 1552 for sending those over. They came out looking way better than I imagined that they would, because when I was looking on their website, you know, you can't really get a feel for wheels until you see them up on the car. But dude, I am just super pumped with these things. Like, the white and the gold, it's iconic. I think it fits the car superbly. So that's all I got for you guys on this one. But once again, sorry for missing videos the past couple days, you guys. I've just been playing catch up on life. But we're back on track now, which is awesome. So with that, like I said, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you liked the video, if you're excited to see this 04 STI come back to life, I'm excited to see how it sounds too. I've had a Subaru with unequal length headers. Oh, and we're doing a transmission flush. I ordered that stuff the other day. That's coming too. But I'm excited for this. It's the first Subaru I've had in a very long time that'll actually have unequal length headers on it. So it'll have that iconic Subaru sound. Tomei headers, Cobb downpipe, Tomei catback. It's going to sound minty. So if you're not subscribed to the channel already and you want to be able to put it in one of these corners, no idea which one quite yet, but with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.